Hello everybody, this is JP Hrisoulas, the Cranky Old Bastard, and the next installment on my channel here will be how to make a simple yet functional knife sheath for a knife. Now, I am no leather worker by any sense of the word, believe me. My leather working skills are quite rudimentary, and in fact, even on my best days, most of my leather work looks like a chimpanzee made it. But it is functional, it's simple, just about anyone can do it. This video will be done more or less in real time. I will get to the point where it needs to be, the sheath needs to be trimmed up finally, burnished, and then sewn. The next installment will be how to dress it up a little bit, take it from a chimpanzee level work to orangutan level work. So, with that being said, let's get started. First thing you're going to need is, is a knife. Right here, knife. Okay. Next thing you need is leather, cut to the right size, a pair of shears, some welting material, a couple pencils, and cement. Now, to get started, this is a real simple way of doing it. This leather here is pre-cut using a strap cutter, which are neat little pieces of equipment, which I have around here someplace, but I don't remember where it is. This strap is cut long enough here. I'll explain that later now. Working from the back side of this, we're going to basically give enough room here. Let's see if I can get a better shot of this. Okay, I think I can get a better shot. Yeah. It's just basically going to trace the outline of the blade on the leather. Simple as that. Okay. Now this is I'll cut it. Let's bring it right here and bring this back right there. Okay. Now I like to trim this a little bit with the leather shears. Just follow the line down, because it's better a little bit too long and too wide than a little too short and a little too narrow. Okay, just trim that out. Now, this is welting. It's nothing more than a leather strap. So, you basically measure out the piece of leather you need to that length, about that much to do it. I mark with my thumbnail because I'm lazy. I cut that off. I put this to the side. I stretch this side here a little bit, get it all nice and soft so it bends easy. Then I apply cement. This is barge contact cement sort of critter thing to one side, just like that. I dropped the leather, but that's okay, I can pick it up. Just put a little bit there. It doesn't take long to dry. Let's pick up the other piece I dropped. And I like to work from the front of the sheath first. A little more cement there. And then we basically attach it. Scoop it up, cement it up here. Wait a few seconds for it to dry. Doesn't take long. Like I said, this leather is a simple sheath. Some people, these sheath makers, do amazing work. Regrettably, I am not one of those. I never claim to be, I never will. My talents and skills lie elsewhere. So you basically press that down, then I trim it, trim this off, trim off the excess on the side, get rid of that. Take your next piece of leather. Let me see if I can zoom in here. what I'm doing here. Yes, a little better. Yeah. You soften this end up here. See this angle here? You basically mark that. Here again, I use my fingernail. You butt this up against there, and there you go. Nice little tight seam. Move this down. I bumped the camera there, sorry about that. I tighten this up a little bit. As you can see, it's pretty tight. Come over here. Mark this. Trim it. Don't cut your fingers. Put the extra belt off the side. Then we come back and we get this with the cement. Like I said, this is a real simple sheath. I, for one, do not like doing leather work, but it's one of those necessary evils, I feel. A lot of makers don't include leather with some of their knives, or they charge extra for it. I don't think that's very nice to do, because I look like knives should come with a sheath, just like a car should come with tires, because if your car doesn't have tires, how do you get home? Simple as that, huh? What can I say? Okay, wait a few seconds for this to dry up. I got a fan going. Get a few more seconds here. Let me press this down here. Get that nice and tight. Follow the line. See, follow the line. Set that down. Then here again, we trim that up. Let me widen this up a little bit. Tighten this up some. There we go. Then we trim this back. Just get it close, because this will all be burnished down in a belt grinder once everything's glued together. Now here, again, the knife fits in just like this. It's cut a little oversized, you can see here, but maybe 3/16 of an inch. Better a little bit, like I said, better a little bit too big, because I can always trim it back, but then too small. So here, I like to mark the, now, before I do the back, put the front on the back here, I like the belt loop to have smooth leather. So on the back side, it's going to be rough out, but on the front side, it's going to be nice and smooth. I cut this long enough to make a loop, so I basically mark this here, mark this there, put a little arrow there so which way the point goes with a pencil. Then we put the cement on here, a little bit of cement there, a little bit of cement here. Doesn't take much, just enough to hold it in place while it sits and sews, while it gets sewn up. And then we just put that cement on there. Wait a few seconds, like 10 or 15. Well, that hardens up, it dries up, and it'll be ready for cleanup and sewing and dyeing. It should be dry enough to stick. I start with the pointy end, and I center things as I go. Press it down like this, get it nice and snug. Trim it, and trim it this way. And there's your basic leather sheath. Doesn't take long. You can sew it by hand. You can sew it by machine. I got one of those Tipman Boss hand stitchers. I've had this when it first came out. I think I like one of the first 150 made, back when they're still made out of the cast iron. It's a great machine. It can sew real thick leather. It's not as fast as an electric machine, but it's a lot faster doing it by hand. We'll go ahead and slide the knife in there like this. As you can see, it fits real nice. I still have to, even this up, burnish these down, and sew it. Now let me talk about sewing. You can sew it by hand. A lot of the better leather doers, leather workers, what do you want to call them, sew by hand. I used to sew by hand. It takes forever, and I'm a lazy cuss when it comes to leather work. I hate doing it. So I bought one of these Tipmans. Now, if you're going to sew it by hand, you have to mark it out, and some people use a flonging chisel, and they mark it out left and right, up and down, and then cut it in with a drill, or some just cut the chisel all the way down and sew it like that. Doing it by hand, you get all fancy stitches in there. You can do wraps, you can do stair stitches, all these other stitches that are just amazing to look at, but I don't have that kind of skill. As I said before, my talent lies elsewhere. Actually, I don't have any talent, I got skill. There's a difference between talent and skill. I am skilled, I am not talented. There is a difference for that. You cannot learn talent. You can learn skills, but you cannot learn talent. And it takes talent to refine skills. But skill will not refine talent. It's the other way around. Either you got the magic in you, or you don't. And when it comes to leather, the magic in me is not there. And I'm being very honest with that. As I said before, my leatherworking skills are rudimentary at best. But as far as the stitching goes, what remains here to be done is these edges will be burnished down on a belt grinder. This will be folded over, cemented down, and then stitched into a belt loop. This will be dressed down. Once it's sewn, it'll be ready for the dyeing and the little bit of tooling I'm going to show on how to dress this up to make it look like, as I said, take it from a chimpanzee to an orangutan. I make no qualms about my leatherworking skills. I'll be the first one to say I suck at leather, and I'm honest with it. So, be that as it may. This knife is currently available on my website, which I will leave a description. The dress gown in the corner. This is a twist pattern, maiden's hair twist. 1084 and L6, little meteoric iron in there. Phosphor bronze fittings, black and bone grip with studs. It's a nice little knife. Like I said, it's available on the website. That's about it for this video. Thank you so much for your time spent with me. I appreciate you allowing me into your home. You listening to the ramblings of an old man. I'm old, set in my ways. It's either yes or no, black or white, up or down, left or right for me. There's very little gray area in my life. So thank you so much once again. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe to my channel. Please hit the like button if you be so inclined. Please leave a comment. I like to read comments. I'll answer you back if I can. Other than that, may the wise Lord of Hrisoulas keep you and yours. Have a blessed evening. Stay safe. It's crazy out there. The wise Lord bless you. Good night. Look for my next video here